Good, yeah, microphones work. Yes, good morning and welcome to Moopsy in the Morning for March the 19th, 2025. I'm with Chris and Taz and Cliff over in chat, and we'll get into the Chris and Taz discussion in just 1 second. But Cliff reports after nearly 9 months in space, NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Sunita Williams have finally returned to Earth, bringing an unexpected and prolonged mission to a close. You could call it
Oh
an
yeah,
unexpected journey. Yeah, nine
they
months
were
when that
kind of
wasn't the plan.
stranded there.
Yeah, they were.
Cute. I mean, I'm glad they had enough supplies to last 9 months. Jesus, that's almost a year in space. That would
Yeah.
have definitely take a toll on their bodies.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, zero G is supposed to be just horrible for your bones, or very low G. It's not zero G, but
Bones, joints,
yeah, everything.
muscle tension,
Hmm.
because a lot of stuff does not need support, so
Yeah,
stuff isn't supported at all, so it kind of goes into atrophy. It's a can of worms going to space, honestly,
there's a couple of things
especially
that
for
are
prolonged times.
really interesting. Is it your liver or your kidney? Anyway, there's a couple of organs of the body that literally hang down. They're suspended from
Yep.
various attachments, but gravity is part of the reason that they function the way they do, and the lack of gravity
Yep.
apparently is damaging to the organs. I did not know that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We need gravity for functioning in certain aspects of our bodies.
And that's one reason they have
I
to do.
think bladder relies on gravity.
Well, I would
No,
hope.
I'm serious.
I know I'm not
Uh,
laughing at that. It's just like, oh my God, I can imagine if what could happen to culture and diet in diapers.
I know. I mean, sometimes that's the reality, right?
That it is.
Uh,
Excuse me.
Excuse me, I'm the sick one.
Mine's just
Just coughing.
allergies. We have a warm
Uh-huh.
day. We've had a couple of warm days. The trees have started to make their leaves come out, and all of a sudden I'm just coughing and sneezing all the time. So today, Taz, I'm talking to you specifically. If you're around, I'll reach out to you after I get home, but I'm going to go get my driver's license. I've been living in the state for 4 years and I still haven't updated my driver's license.
Oh dear.
So I have all my documentation ready. My son went there. Excuse me. My son went there and they're like, here's your new license. 5 minutes in and out. With my luck, it'll be like, oh, no, no, no. We need this and we need that. And we need this and that and this and this and this. And you need to take a driving test and you need to take an eye test and blah, 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 blah. So hopefully I'll find somebody who's sympathetic. Just like, here you go. Now, this is interesting. I'm standing next to a person at DS9 wearing
Yeah,
Beverly's haircut and clearly pregnant.
or something.
You okay? It's this person.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Esri Jadzia Dax.
Ex-friend of mine.
I'm turning down the game audio. Game audio is super loud for me and I can't hear Taz.
Oh great, I'm gonna go insane. They started drilling again.
Oh no. Okay.
They're doing the renovation on the exterior of the building, and technically it's not happening on my part of the. It's not on my window side. I mean, it's on the window side, but it's not on mine. It's just the neighbors next door.
Mm-hmm.
But like as I said, it's all carrying over. I feel the vibrating of the floors.
Jeez.
Fun times.
Cliff says they need to create an artificial gravity environment like they did in the Martian movie. Love that ship. Yep, artificial gravity is important.
Well, the best form of artificial gravity is probably something like in the Space Odyssey.
Yeah, centrifugal force to create
Yeah.
the same
Like
sensation.
it, I don't know if you've seen Elysium,
Mm,
movie with Matt Damon.
I have not seen that one.
Always, I think. I mean, it's quite underrated. I do like it, and it has the most realistic space station ever because it's a rotating ring, and on the inner ring, there's a habitat section with normal atmosphere, and it moves, so it generates artificial gravity that emulates Earth. And it looks just amazing. It's probably the most realistic space station I've ever seen.
I'll have to go and take a look at it. Excuse me again.
It has Jodie Foster who has overdubbed herself, which is an interesting thing.
I've closed the windows upstairs and I'm still coughing like crazy. Ugh, eh. Oh, goody. I have an exciting day of play Dapo and repair shields in space. Oh, joy. Mmm. The excitement. Oh, it's already 58 degrees. No wonder. No wonder. Oh, and severe weather today. Hang on, let's take a look at this one. Snow and severe weather. What the actual... No, I am sorry. We are not doing snow today. It's 58 degrees at 6 in the morning. Let's take a look at this.
We are getting a sunny day today. It's gonna be nice.
Yesterday was absolutely gorgeous. It was sunny. The dogs had a lovely long walk. They were very happy. Unfortunately, it was not as long of a walk as I wanted because everybody thought it was a lovely day and everybody had their dogs out, and some people were walking their dogs without leashes, which is a no-no in the park because everybody's walking their dogs. Oh, some sun, then clouds, becoming windier and cooler with a thunderstorm this afternoon, damaging winds, hail, and an isolated tornado, possibly. So
that's cute.
clearly run out, get my driver's license, get home, and walk the doggers, and then we can just camp out at home. I suppose I should probably get some groceries while I'm at it.
Probably. Oh,
Yeah,
God, I'm
groceries are
starting
kind
to
of
be cold
important.
again.
Oh, I have seen The Martian, and for the life of me, I don't remember the ship.
I don't remember there was a ship.
Yeah, no, I remember because they all left, leaving Matt Damon. Was it Matt Damon? Behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Damon.
And then he had to survive on the potatoes
Poop
and
potatoes.
poop. Say again, Tess?
Poop potatoes.
Yeah, poop potatoes. Yeah, that part I remember really clearly. So, back in the day when I worked for the company I used to work for, and I may have said this before, I was working at the front desk, and so I'd get all the phone calls coming in, and you'd get a readout of the company that was calling you, so you'd be able to have a better idea of where to direct a call. But every now and then people would spoof numbers, and so a call came in from SpaceX. And I'm like, yeah, right. It was SpaceX. It was SpaceX. Our equipment decontaminates stuff like poop. If you wanted to decontaminate it, kill it so nothing bacterial would grow. They were looking at it for a system that they were thinking about for Mars because they wanted to make sure that this exact scenario didn't run into a disaster, that all biological waste could be decontaminated and the nutrients could go into the ground, but none of the bacteria would.
Yeah.
Very interesting stuff, which, by the way, our equipment will not work on Mars because there's not enough atmospheric pressure. None of the equipment will work on Mars because there's not as much or enough atmospheric pressure.
Yeah, Mars, but I still don't understand why we're so hell-bent on Mars. There's nothing there that is worth the value of going there.
Well, no, the very act of going there is always interesting. I don't know about colonization, but heck, I want to go there.
As far as I heard, the most profitable, not colonization, but like profitable place to go is that Venus? I think
but
it
there's
is.
no way
You
we
would
can.
have to stay. Yeah, but not landing. It's like sitting in the clouds and collecting all the
Yeah, but I think they're
dead
thinking
stuff
colonization
in-
rather than, profit.
Well, it does have some elements that we are in desperate need of, and in the
But
long run, it would be very profitable.
yeah,
Make a cloud city there, like in Star Wars. That's
that
refining the atmospheric elements.
would take some work. Okay, so the game audio is
Probably
out there.
would be still more profitable than going to Mars, which has nothing.
Well, we don't
It
really
lost its
know that.
atmosphere. We know. Well, there's extensive knowledge about what's on Mars and what's not.
Well, what's on it, but not
Sent
what's
enough.
in it or under it.
Well, no, actually, there is an idea what might be under it now.
We should still send people over there to check it out, so we have a better chance of doing it. Would you two like to play some game?
Sure. I'm not
Yeah.
sure about my piloting skills, but
We have Taz to kill things. We can just sit back and
I've
look
got
pretty.
some Voth ships and Herc frigates and some Kitty ships.
Do either of you need to do the new event? Pavo has started. For anybody out there
No.
watching, Pavo started
Yes, in 5 hours.
in 5 hours. Okay, mine's in about 4 hours. But
I got 18 hours. I did it. If I logged in earlier
you
today.
did it 2 hours ago, because it's a 20-hour
Yeah.
cooldown. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's sorry. It's 6 in the morning here. It's not 6 in the morning there.
No,
So
it's 11 o'clock in the morning.
I sent out a couple messages to the fleet. Not that you should ever AFK things, but if that were to be the circumstance, not that we would ever do that, but you can run it as a private queue all by your lonesome, and either just take out the first wave of ships or start up the first 5 generators, and then it will auto-complete because it is a timed one. And if you do not accept the rewards at the end, when the marks thing comes up, just log out. It won't log back in and give you credit till the next time you're back in that character. Meaning you could do, since you're going to do it 14 times, you could do it on 14 tunes and just go to one every 20 hours and click it and be done. May I put a link in chat for the tour of the Hermes from the movie Martian? Sure, Cliff. That sounds great. And Cliff, do you want to join us? Are you in game yet this morning? I do not see a Cliff in game yet this morning. That would explain a few things. Okay. Well, Taz, what's on your list of things you need to do?
Hold on.
Wait, it just started like 13 minutes ago,
Yeah,
really?
Taz hates us. He's just going to do everything and not let us join him.
I,
Oh, hi, Taz. I see
I
you standing
was I was moving to Deep Space Nine and it all completed itself.
there.
Yeah, right, because you just go into a location and then poof, it's all done.
Every now and then you get that magic moment, like on one of the accounts yesterday I had Defend Rio Station, two kinds of ground damage and ground shields, and it's just like the trifecta. All done. And then there's days when it's just like, no, I give up. I'm not going to do this. It's nothing fun, nothing I want to do. See, I have Dabo today, so let's see if we can get some Dabo done. So Cliff has posted a link for the Martian tour of the Hermes, or the Hermes. First official trailer 2015, Ridley Scott, Matt Damon with its own gravity habitats. There we go. So we can nerd out to our heart's content. Let's see if I can get my 3,000 Dabo. I bet 30,000, that should do it.
Oh, okay, the ship just looked like a big ISS version. Okay.
Yay! Okay, that's done. One down. Yay. And what did you have for your stuff, Chris?
Uh, Voth ships, 30 of them.
Just plain old Voth
Cool.
ships?
Yep. 20 Herc frigates and Kitty ships.
How about we start with the swarm? Does that work for you too?
Yeah.
Okay,
Sure.
so I'll queue us up for the swarm, and then we can go do Aftermath at Nasorden for the Voth ships. We're queued. Oh, we will?
Yep.
That was fast.
My lord, this drilling. It's like they're trying to dig under the building.
Interesting. That would be terrifying.
It is because the noise and the vibration. Wow. I don't know if I'll be able to catch any sleep with that.
Yeah.
Perfect timing. And they started 7:30 this morning.
let's see, when I
I
was
had
in
a
the,
break, but he started again.
I know we have some community requirements here. I think it's like 7 till 6 are the limits. Unofficially, it's 8 till 5. Don't start before 8. Cut it down at 5 so everybody can enjoy the
10
afternoons.
p.m. till 6 a.m. They can drill at 6:01, and no
Mm,
one's gonna do anything about it.
yeah. Well, during the summer, because it gets pretty toasty and very humid here, as I said, I think it's 7 to 6. People will be out there with their lawnmowers at 7. Just get it done before it gets hot.
It's-
Though I did get an email from some company today going, "Hey, do you need your lawns mowed?" And I'm like, the lawn hasn't even started growing. We had snow a week and a half ago.
Well, you can maybe book with them when it grows.
My front yard is 30 feet by 30 feet, but most of it is two giant trees. And the former people here took a lot of it and turned it into rock covered paths, which is kind of cool.
Mm,
But, so there's not a lot of grass to mow, and the rest of the yard, the back, is all trees, so grass doesn't grow there.
that makes sense.
So I had a guy come out and he's like, uh, $30 a week to mow your lawn. I'm like, yeah, that sounds good. It's barely worth the time and effort to get the ship out here for, or the truck out here for that. I'm looking at ships, thinking ships.
Just on my herc thingy,
How many did you have?
20.
Yeah, easy peasy.
I clearly didn't kill all that much, but it's a shared thing,
Wait a
so
moment. $30 a week?
Yeah,
I pay 50 for a season.
it's a little different here. Most places charge about $50. Well, I'll rephrase that, $50 a visit, or $30 a visit, whatever. Not a week necessarily. Last year, because we had a drought, I only had to mow my lawn 3 times the entire summer. So if you think about it that way, that'd be $100 ish. It's just a pain in the butt, and it's mostly the fact that there's so many leaves and twigs and branches that fall down that if you do it with a little hand mower, which is what I have, it's just a push mower, no motors, no nothing. Very easy to
Well,
do, very good for your body, great on the
it
planet.
helps that I have a really, really small lawn.
I have a really small yard. It's just my front yard. My backyard is just dirt and leaves. Though I did look at getting my whole backyard professionally done with dirt, leaves, and stones, but so it looks nice as opposed to what it currently looks like. It's one of the reasons that this house was on the market for a long time is there's no backyard that's playable for kids. So it's great for an older couple or older person, who doesn't need backyard for play space, but not so good if you want to bring up kids here. Did we get them all? We did. Cliff has posted another better video, he says. The Martian featurette, Aries, our greatest adventure. Okay? Oh, I have repair shields in space, except I haven't taken any damage on my shields. And for anyone paying attention, yeah, I did turn off the audio in this because I'm finding it competes with Taz. I'll have to figure that out. By the way, how goes the computer, Taz?
I'm getting the components I want, but
Okay.
not until 4th of February.
We were talking about it. My son's like,
So,
just get the computer, Mom.
how old is your computer?
This one, it's got to be six,
Hmm.
7 years old. I still think of it as my new computer, but it's been to Vegas for a convention. So last convention we did in Vegas was that 22? I think it was 2022. No, 2021. But it did Chicago in 2022, so it's got to be at least 5 years old. Pre-convention, and I moved here in 20. Yeah, I'm gonna say it's about 7 years old. Definitely time to look at some upgrades.
There is some awesome new hardware out now.
Well, there's so many things I need slash want to get at the moment. So I'm having to prioritize, but I think getting the house taken care of has to be one of the priorities. Unless I get
Is
a
it
job and
like,
can afford it.
do you want a completely new computer, or do you
Yeah.
want to reuse some of your old parts?
Aside from the case, everything is old in it. I think I'm just going to redo it and save this one maybe for
Yeah.
um, writing. I haven't done a lot of writing. I used to write every night, but it'd be nice to have a good computer. I'm sitting here shooting this hive all by myself. Or I'll send some swarmers against it. Get 'em, boys. Thank you, Taz. But yeah, I figured I'd just go from scratch and get a whole new setup.
Yeah. Have you picked out a case?
Oh no, I haven't done anything. I like really gorgeous cases, but if I do it through Micro Center, don't I think I'm limited to what they have.
You can get pretty much what you want.
This one is nice. It's just a black case, plexiglass front and side, so you can see the lights. It's got some nice LEDs in there.
Hmm.
It's pretty. It's not as sexy as DT's. He's got one of the pyramids, which looks gorgeous, but not real
How
practical if
much
you haul it
space?
around places.
How much space do you have around your computer?
Oh,
Do you stack
3
it, or
feet
do
on
you
every
just have
side.
a... Yeah.
I have tons of space. If I need to reposition stuff, I can rearrange things. But yeah, it's in this room. There is the desk, the computer, and a cabinet. That's it. And dogs usually,
Yeah.
though not at the moment. Both dogs are downstairs going, it's morning. We don't need to get up yet. I like Swarm, but it can get a little long sometimes.
Yeah, it takes forever.
Well, there's no real danger. You come in here with a decent enough ship, and all, other than a few moments of stupidity or coming in with a woefully underpowered, undershielded ship, you're not going to die. The frigates are going to escape. Everything's going to go fine.
Do you have a certain color choice?
Color choice?
Yeah.
Nope, haven't even considered that. Last time I looked at cases, I just looked through everything until I found the one that went, oh, yes, I like that. My husband did the eye roll thing because he will get just, a plain metal case or whatever, as basic as you get. And I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. I need the lights and I need the bells and the whistles and it has to look pretty. At the moment, I'm very happy that I've been able to throw out stuff and I'm slowly getting things out of my house. So I probably should disassemble my oldest of old computers this week and start throwing out bits and pieces of the old case. First computer I got was all plexiglass, really attractive, looked great. And then the first time I had to do any work on it and realizing it's structurally not well built. You kind of have to hold it all together while you screw and unscrew sides and things. And okay, so maybe that wasn't the best idea I've ever had.
Yeah.
Did look good though. Yay! We won! Woo! And Cliff is patched and logging in. So Cliff, I will send you an invitation in just a moment here. Let's see what that did for my progress on that one. Oh, that got me up from 1.4 to 1.45 in terms of mastery. TFOs are not the way to mastership, clearly.
Nope.
And there you are. I've invited Cliff to join us. We're going to do... Sorry, stretching. We're going to do Aftermath as a patrol. So we can get some Voth ships in here. Do we want Advanced or Elite?
Elite.
Elite. Okay. We're going to do Aftermath, the patrol on Elite. I'm launching. Let's see what that does. Oh, it came in as Elite too. Sweet. Oh, Cliff, don't worry.
Oh, wow.
What happened?
I don't know.
No, I just managed to find something on the first try, and that's usually not a thing.
But
Cliff and Chris, you have to launch it yourself when you're ready.
yeah, on my way.
So while we're chatting there and waiting for you guys to get into this one, let's see. Go to Micro Center.
Do you know Fantex?
Do I know what?
Fantex, it's a case manufacturer.
I do not. Okay, it looks like we're all here. Let us go over to playing shooty shooties. Oops, wrong button. Let's... No, 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 not that button. All right, here we go. Let us go shoot things.
If you type this in Google, you will find something very pretty.
Okay. When we're done here, I will go do that. Yep. Oh yeah, I have no more saves for this one, so I'll have to go back to ESD and heal my ship later, but oh well. It worked good on the repair shields. I got 8,000 immediately. So the button right next to my Discord button on my taskbar is the one for Movavi software for doing video editing, which I was using when I was doing This Day in Trek. And I left it on the taskbar, and now I accidentally hit it all the time. The problem is it opens up the software, but it also opens up a gazillion ads.
Oh.
And it's just, the whole system just goes, no, we can't do this. And yes, I should remove it from the taskbar. You are quite correct.
So this new console we are getting,
Yeah, the reflective crystalline thingy.
what is that?
I don't really
It's
know.
me. Check the stats if you like. I have no idea what it does. I think it's a ground thing.
No, it's space. I think it's
Okay,
space.
let me irradiate. Did the guy who created that console smoke his socks before he did that?
I suspect at some point they're like, well, oh, what are we going to give them this time? Well, we've already done that. We've already done that. We've already done this. We've already done that. I don't know.
Yeah, someone clearly run out of ideas.
And they occasionally come up with some really fun stuff, but I can take a look when we're out of this thing. How are you doing on your ships there, by the way, Chris?
No, I've done them all.
I figured as much, but Died again. Oopsie. Oopsie. The only good thing about dying is it gives me a whole bunch of repair shields just as I die.
And I did as well.
It's kind of the hard way to do it, but okay, fine.
Just wasn't paying attention.
They are sub-nuking us. That's why.
They are what?
Sub-nuking. They are removing all our buffs.
Ah, yes. Ah, it's the Vath. On 1,000 more in space shields healing. Please heal my shields so I don't have to do another one. Yay! Yay! I don't care if I die now. I have my shields all healed.
We got them.
Let's see. Yay! We won. All right, departing the system. Whew. Well, I got my exercise in for the day. Just out of curiosity, what did that do? Oh, that took my ship all the way up to 4.1, so yeah, that was a lot better. Let's go do a little damage repair, though. Go all healed. Every now and then we have to be nasty. Okay, let us look at computer cases and go completely off topic here. Okay, that didn't
I
come
think
up
I'm
right.
gonna lie down.
As you should.
Yeah, I feel worse again. So
Yeah, well, go lie down.
it's enough entertainment for me for today, I guess.
Does your dog sleep in your bed?
Usually.
Good.
He
That
went
always
to
makes me
eat, I
feel better
think.
when my dogs are there, just doing the...
Yeah.
Mom, the hat Sassy is wearing. What do you call that?
That you're wearing?
Mm-hmm.
It's a steampunk mini hat. I mean, if you want to know what we'd call it anyplace else, I don't know what we call it in game, but it's a steampunk hat.
Okay. We call that a floss hat.
A floss hat?
Yeah.
Huh, interesting. Um, yeah, I would still go steampunk just because it's the mini size, but that's kind of cute. Okay, the one that you linked me to is nice looking. It's kind of in the realm of where I'm going, but not necessarily. Maybe it would be. Come on, give me computer cases. There we go. So I currently have the Corsair 3500.
Oh, not D or anything like that.
No? Okay, it's the Corsair 3500X RGB tempered glass ATX mid-tower computer case in black.
Oh yeah,
And
you
it's
can
been
still
fine.
use
It's,
that.
pardon?
You can absolutely still use that.
Well, yeah, but I'd still keep that computer. I'm not going to, it's not that expensive. The case is the least expensive part. I always look, though, for really cool cases.
Yeah.
Because, I got to look at it every day for months to years. Oh, God,
I'm
they have pink
currently
cases. I
using.
am not buying a pink case. I am sorry. I've done the clear ones. I've never done the colored ones. I've done plexiglass. I've done generic black boxes. Oh well, that's something to start going through. Looking at these little teeny images, it's like, they're all so teeny tiny and boring.
Have
Right,
you
I'm
seen
gonna
the
lie
tempered
down.
glass?
Have a
Go lie
good one.
down, Chris. Go lie
Yeah.
Have a
down.
good one,
Thanks,
Chris.
guys.
Thank you. Get better.
Working on it.
Yeah, just go chill.
Yeah.
Let me know if you need
Bye.
anything.
Sure.
I'll run
Thanks.
over there. It'll only take me about 9 weeks because I don't have a passport at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll remember that.
I will get my passport renewed as soon as I get my driver's license renewed. So, first things first.
Priorities, right?
Yeah.
All right. See ya, guys.
Feel better, Chris.
Yeah, Chris.
Well, Taz, Cliff, what do you need to do? Taz is all done. I'm not going to worry about plasma damage on the ground. I will wait until,
I'm gonna need a quick toilet break, so I'll be right back.
okie dokie. Yeah, I'll do my plasma damage when I do Pavo Dissension. But yeah, I'm really happy to say that you can technically AFK Pavo, both of them. Not that we should, not that we ever would, but you can. And you can also bank it so you can do them in advance if you know you're not going to be around or you just want to do it on the 20-hour cooldown. Let's see, did I pick up any stuff on that one? Oh, we did get some stuff. Get some salvage out of that. And let's go put some stuff in the bank. Ooh. Don't like that angle. There we go. No, I didn't pick up any stuff. Interesting. All my T6 coupons are bound to account. That's boring.
Hello.
That was short.
Mhm.
Let's put you guys away. Okay, I'll just clean out my inventory a little bit here.
Can be useful.
Yeah, it gives me a little more room to go shoot things. That was interesting. Is my bank still open? Oh, my bank's still open. That's why. All right, Taz, what next? Still got about 15 minutes here. Let me check one thing.
Same for me.
I can spell words today. which one do I want? Where do I live? I live up here. Is that the one I want?
Should we do an Argala to complete your leveling?
We can. Give me 1 second, though. I'm just trying to find out what their times are to go get my driver's license figured out. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Interesting. They're closed on Mondays. How interesting is that? So I'll be there at 9 a.m. so I can get this done. All right, and our gala. Let me jump back over there. That button and that button. What is Rio Station, Cliff? Rio Station is a ground mission where you go up to, of all places, Rio Station. You are fighting the Alachi. You get your directions. You go down a Jeffries tube. Let's see, first round you have to shoot devices and defend yourself from the Alachi. Second round you have to rescue 6 engineers and fight Alachi. Third round is you go up and fight 1 Alachi and you turn off a console. Weirdly enough, it's actually easier on Elite than it is on anything else. But it helps if you know where everything is. Because the little mini map isn't working, so you just kind of have to memorize where everybody is at all parts of it. So, you wanted to do our gala? Are we doing our gala on Elite, or are we doing it on Advanced?
Elite.
Okay, so we're going to do Wanted, Argala, the Patrol, on Elite. I'm launching. There we go.
Taking a long time to load.
Yeah, it is. And it's taking a long time. There it goes.
Oh.
Sure. Cliff will be joining us, I believe. As we can watch them pew-pew each other from here. It's a spectator sport. Though they do damage to them. Not a lot, but I'm watching the Bentham Guard take out the Kazon Cruiser here. Let us go shoot things.
They are assisted by my pets, though.
I wonder if it would auto-complete if you just came in here and sat back and watched it.
I haven't tried. What? We got that here.
Yeah.
I think I bought enough bits.
There they are. weirdly enough, Taz, I'm almost done with leveling the ships on this tune, finally. I think there's
Nice.
like 7 to go. This is the Eisenberg. Didn't do a lot of leveling during the anniversary event.
That's the one that came with that giant wheel bubble thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a nice little ship, actually. Might come back and play with it a little bit more seriously when we're done.
Yeah.
I used to try and have a dedicated energy build for each tune for each account. So, like, this tune would have a AP Phaser, Tetrion, blah, 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 blah build. Then all of a sudden I realized I've got 7 dedicated builds on 52 accounts. That's a lot of builds.
Yep. Yep.
So it's kind of gone down to a dedicated AP, a dedicated phaser, a dedicated Tetrion. So each tune has a build, and then the rest are just for fun. Got a lot easier.
Yeah. Do it.
Let's see what happens here. Thank you. All right, let's see if that got that. It should have. Yep, that one's mastered. That was nice and easy. Okay, next ship. I don't know if I'll have time to get this set up here. What should we grab next? Let's see what's left in the list of ships to do. All right, so, well, not quite. So I still have the Jarek, the Nadarian, the Terran Summerfield, the next Valkyrie, the Compiler, the Hesperian, the Temerian, the Alliance, the Vovan, the Typhoon, the Ilios, the Merchantman Freighter isn't a ship we play, is it?
You can play it, but there is no level mechanic to it.
Yeah, it's not a T6, okay. And the Garrett, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 more ships on this account, which I realize if we just did it, we could probably do within an hour.
Yeah.
Let's knock it down to 11. And we have, we're going to call it the Leonardo. We are not going to call it the Leonardo. Change my weapons. There we go. Anything else that needs to get unequipped there? works better when you have space. Go.
That Andorian behind you has a really nice outfit.
Hang on a second. Let me look behind me. Oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
I wish they had better selection in the pants for some of these outfits because those are basically glorified jeans.
Yep.
But well, I'm surprised that we don't have better outfits sometimes. The tops get really cute and the bottoms are just like, ooh, blue jeans, but in different colors.
Yeah.
Ooh, how exciting. What is that? Oh, the Breen. Yes, did I put that on protect? Yes, I did. I'm smart. Let's see if that did stations. It did not. Let me run up, throw some stations on, maybe one more patrol, and then we'll call it a day. Take the doggers out and steel myself to go deal with bureaucracy. Oh, because there's nothing. I love the bureau here for basically everything. They have kiosks, and you can just go up and do everything through the kiosk. You don't have to talk to human beings. But for a new driver's license, you have to go talk to a human being. It's like, no, I don't want to talk to people. No, I want to do it my way. Just put my card in the machine and have things happen. COVID has changed us. People are very good with never talking to other human beings. That looks.
Rest of the world is starting to look like Norway. We
It
have
is.
so big distances in between us that we are
Or. Ouch! Oh no, I left the toaster on. We got 2 more weeks before that hits Musin, though I'm looking forward to April 1st. Yeah, I think with social distancing during all of COVID, people got more used to not doing face to face or doing things independently to the extent that my gym that I go to no longer takes cash, which is really interesting. I think by law you have to, but they have no way to process it. So if you don't have cash, they just put it on your account at the gym and it automatically goes to your credit card that's on account. And in a way, it's convenient.
I think that there is laws against that,
There
that
are
they
laws.
have to take your money.
Yeah, there are laws against that. That cash is legal tender for all debts in the United States.
Yeah,
That is the way it goes.
legal tender cannot be refused.
They just don't have a way to process it at a lot of places. I think maybe if you went to the main desk, they could handle it. But if you go to the cafe, guys, he doesn't even have a cash drawer in the register.
Oh, that is sad.
Yeah, I mean the guy is certainly capable of doing it. It's just the cash register doesn't have a cash drawer anymore.
Should
Oh,
we
because
go and serve advanced?
Say that again,
there
Taz.
are
Oh, Musin,
stores over here.
let Taz talk. I can barely hear him.
Should we queue rescue and search curl
Yeah, we can queue rescue and
on
search.
advanced?
Rescue and search advanced, Cliff, but I'll put it in here.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Musin.
I'm sorry. Yeah, there's places here that have stopped taking cash, and I've already ran into it once, and I forced them to take my cash.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't pay electronically. I have cash. You can't refuse me, so either take it, or I'm just taking my groceries and walking away. So they like hustled around, got me my change, and then it was have a nice day, sir.
It is interesting how the things have changed.
Because yeah, if somebody refuses my legal tender, then I guess I get to refuse to pay or whatever it is.
That's a really good question. All right, let's do this one here. We're all here. Let us go. Pew pew.
But I've been very like that recently since the halfway last year. It's really starting to annoy me how since the lockdown, certain things that are seemingly, obvious and natural and the way things used to be are all just gone.
Yeah, they are.
And people look at you like you're the weird one for being old fashioned.
Uh, it's kind of, yeah.
I hate to like burst their bubble, but before COVID, none of that was an issue.
Well, it was becoming an issue, but it really just hit hard. What I find interesting is places like not Costco. What's the other one? Big discount place. Walmart has lines dedicated for cash purchases and lines dedicated for card purchases, but very few of the machines will take both.
Yeah, we've got our self scan at the supermarket
Oh yeah.
where you can't do cash, and then they've made the rules such that the cash flow registers
Hmm.
actually have limits to them.
Oh
So
no.
if you're actually like, say you're returning empty cans and bottles, and you have to go through the cash flow register, they're gonna force you to pay electronically because they can't return you cash money from your empty cans and bottles.
Kind of funny. We don't have self-service anymore in Norway.
Really? That's interesting.
Yep.
I'm curious, why not?
And it's the most hilarious thing ever. If you don't supervise people, what is people gonna do?
I'm going to walk through. It's a huge problem here. People
So
just leave with their stuff.
people weren't paying.
Right.
They were just taking their stuff through
Yeah.
and not paying for any of
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So
No,
they were
that's
like, fine, we'll stop the self-service.
one of the issues we
They
have
need
here, and courtesy of some of the changes that they're trying to implement with immigration, is that people who are willing to do some of these lower paying jobs are no longer willing to risk being in the United States, so they're not here anymore, so there's nobody to take these lower paying jobs. And so
oh,
they have to do the self service, but what happens then is exactly what you said, people just walk through and take it.
yeah.
And security
No,
and loss prevention won't and can't stop them. They won't even try to stop them.
like I actually did walk out of a supermarket once without paying because they couldn't take my empty cans and bottles, and they refused to.
Wow.
Right? And it's like, well, I need this money to pay for my groceries. So if you can't exchange this for the money it's worth, which is money that I paid them
Hmm.
to take the bottles out, and you know, so if they don't give it back, I would call that theft. And they're like, well, if you walk out, that is theft. And I'm like, well, what you gonna do? Call the cops. Go right ahead. I walked out the door
Yeah, we do not
because
have.
they wouldn't give me back my money.
We don't have things like deposits anymore, and for good or ill, we don't have them anymore.
We have deposits, and like if they can't return the deposit, then they're stealing from me.
Yep, they are. If they require you to make the deposit, they need to refund it. We back in the day, like when I was a little kid, it was a thing. And when I'd be hiking around with my mom back in our not home state, but first state we lived in, we would collect those bottles on our daily walks and then turn them in, and it was a thing for us. And I mentioned
Yeah.
this to my son once, and he's like, "What?"
Yeah, so the thing that they do now is they don't pay back cash
Yeah.
for, you returning bottles. You only get to use it at the store,
Uh huh.
and any
Right.
payment that is returned has to be returned by swiping your ATM card, and it will be returned to your bank account,
Yeah.
meaning that all the homeless people collecting cans and bottles can no longer return those.
Yep. It happens.
We don't have homeless in that sense of the word because if you're homeless in Norway, you're homeless by choice.
That is a part of it here. There are people who are homeless by choice. Certainly not everyone. But because housing has gotten crazy expensive, people can't afford to buy a house. Even if you have two people with two incomes, it's not necessarily enough. Um, and some areas are just so expensive. Living in your car is actually a thing for people with full-time jobs. California is a great example. I think San Francisco, people who are making $80,000-$90,000 a year still have to live in their car because they cannot afford to rent an apartment. So there's a new company that came out recently that does 3D printed houses, which is very interesting. The walls, cabinets, everything is 3D printed, and they basically take them out to site and can build in a matter of days. They're small houses, maybe
I've
30
seen
by
fat.
30, 20 by 20, something like that. But they can assemble the house and have a functional, livable house with heat, air conditioning, water, sewer, everything in a pre-established area and have it up and very affordable. You know, housing prices that were normal when I was growing up, like tens of thousands versus hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I've seen like this quick housing thing that they got,
Uh
where
huh.
they just put down a big slab of, I think it's 3D printed plastic. They just pull at the top and it just folds open like a box and
Wow.
boom, ready. The walls just straighten out and everything. It works on a couple of hinges. It's basically like folding open a box that has been packed into like tiny space. But that's a big enough one room apartment size. And they
Yeah.
just they
It,
put it down and then you can hook up like some some power and stuff to it and it's done.
yeah, that's kind of what these
It
things are.
takes literally minutes to set up.
Boxable. That's the name of the company. It's not the 3D printed, but it's modular prefabbed homes designed to fold up for transport. That's what you're talking about, yeah. It is a thing that's getting more and more common here. They're not attractive. I mean, they're
No,
fine, they're
Did you get
clean.
your level,
i-
Mom?
in Japan, that's considered normal housing as well.
Oh, we need to do it
Like
here.
there's literally rooms that are built in such a fashion that you get to sleep in a tube.
Yeah,
That's
well,
it.
yeah, I've seen tube sleeping. So the smallest one is the baby box, 120 square foot, so 12 by 10, single bedroom, but the price is $20,000, which is, nothing.
Yeah, it gets you a home that you can use for years.
Yeah, that's all there is to it. Anyway, what did you say, Taz, before I so rudely spoke right over you?
Did you manage to get your levels done?
No, I only got I got to 2.8 on that one, so we have a bit more to go. But that said, I need to get out of here. I'm going to go walk the doggers before the rains come in and before I head off to get myself a driver's license and all that cool stuff. So, on behalf of everybody here at Moopsy in the Morning, I want to thank everyone who joined us. Chris, feel better if you're lurking out there. Taz, thanks for being here. Musin, thanks for being here. Cliff, thanks for being here. I'm not doing a show tonight unless we really get a lot of rain and I get bored and I decide to do a show tonight. So we'll see how that goes. And Taz, I will send you a message when I'm back from driver's licensing.
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone, have a wonderful day and stay moopsome.
Move some.
Moopsy, Moopsy.
Shun the non-believer! Shun the non-believer! Shun!
And I will make it a threesome.